You might get a little sick of me this week, but because it's Thanksgiving week, which I think is possibly the toughest week of the entire period to deal with, I'm sending you a lot of videos and I'm trying to make them helpful. And this one is going to deal with how do you set your plate up to be successful at Thanksgiving. And I know that might sound kind of funny or kind of weird, but it does make a big difference. Remember, we are visual eaters. We will eat whatever we see. No, that's not what I meant. What it is because we eat because we're triggered by what we see, by our environment. And so the better we can make our environment, especially our plate, the more likely we are to succeed. So let's take a look at what we got. On the screen right now, you of course see the latest version of how to make sure your plate is well balanced, basically in life. And you've probably seen this before. You should have about half of your plate should be fruits and vegetables, half of your plate should be grains and proteins, and then there should be some dairy. And that's the choosemyplate.gov thing. I went so far as to modify it a little bit for stressed out periods. And I came up with choosemyplate.gov revised version for stressful days. So this is the way it feels like some of the time. This is not a recommendation for Thanksgiving, just a little bit of humor in here. Half the plate should be chocolate. We need to have chips, fries, and nuts, cold pizza. There is a little bit of space down there, of course, for fruits, vegetables, and other icky stuff, and then beer and wine. So getting a little bit more serious here. Let's take a look at how we would set our plate up so that we can be successful for Thanksgiving. So here we have a plate in front of us, and the first thing you want to do if you want to be successful, if you don't want to be successful, don't do this, but if you want to be successful, kind of draw a line down the middle of the plate, and then again draw another line. And you can use a felt tip marker if you're really anal retentive about it. If you're at somebody else's house, they might object to it, but this will basically work. So what you've now done is you've divided the plate into half plus 2/4, and the plate is totally divided. And then as you start to fill your plate, what you want to do is you want to put salad, vegetables, low calorie, high filling things. In Weight Watchers, they're called power foods or core foods for a lot of people. This would be your salads, well, as it says, your salads and your vegetables. Enough said. In each of the quarters, you can put your protein. So here would be your turkey or your ham or whatever it is that you have. Of course, if you're vegetarian, it would be a different type of protein. And in the other quarter, you would put your carbohydrates. So this might be your stuffing or your potatoes or whatever else. And notice the size of the plate is a smaller plate. That's a really strong recommendation. The smaller the plate, the better, because we are inclined to fill the plate. And if somebody puts a platter in front of us, we're going to fill the platter. So the way the plate will eventually end up looking is you've got your salad, and pardon clip art. I would hope your salad would look a little bit better than that and be a little bit more filling than that. But, you know, I guess it's up to you. If you just want to eat green leafy lettuce like that, you're going to love this next piece of clip art. There's your turkey or your ham or your chicken. I hope you would cook it. And it probably wouldn't be a whole one. It would probably be sliced. And this would be your delicious mashed potatoes or whatever else. Kind of a good looking image, but it still looks weird. The final plate, of course, would look something like that, and most likely the spaces would be filled in. There would probably be gravy, cranberry sauce, etc. So that's the way to have a successful plate at Thanksgiving, but there are a couple of other tips that are equally important. So let's take a look at the tips that are going to help us out. First of all, water, 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 and more water. Drink water whenever possible. Drink water before the meal, drink water during the meal, drink water after the meal, drink water whenever you get a chance. It doesn't preclude you from eating or drinking other things, but the more water you have in your system, the more you will feel full. Excuse me, plus the better you're going to feel and the less likely you are to drink or eat something else. Water, 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 water. I kind of joke that the water dance needs to take place so that if you kind of shake back and forth, your belly shakes back and forth and you hear slush, slush, slush like a small lake inside of you, now you got enough water. If that's not happening, drink more water. The next thing is stay away from the food. Don't stand around wherever the hors d'oeuvres are or what have you. Stand somewhere else. Go outside if you can, if it's not too ridiculously cold or wet or rainy. The more inclined you are to sit by the food or stay by the food, the more inclined you are to eat it. So stand on the opposite side of the room, change your environment, get away from the food whenever possible, realizing there's a lot, but you can still move away somewhat. Be the last person to eat, if at all possible. The reason why is, first of all, let's be honest, you've never been to a Thanksgiving dinner where there's not enough. So there will probably be a lot left. But even so, it gives you time to think, and maybe some of the foods will be gone. Maybe there'll be fewer, smaller portions left, so that'll cause you to eat a little bit less. Better with regards to serving, incidentally, not to put all the food on the table, but to put all the food somewhere else, like maybe in the kitchen counter, and let people serve themselves. Or even if you're the person serving, you have to go back and forth to the counter. If everything is set on the table, everybody's just kind of, dipping in and getting what they can. That increases food content. The next thing is walk whenever you can. Do whatever activity you can if you can't walk. Every couple of calories you burn really matters. If you can walk 5 minutes every hour, actually research has shown that's healthier for you than sitting all day long and trying to run like an hour at the end of the day. Not that we would necessarily do that. But even so, walk whenever possible, get whatever activity you can, walk after breakfast, walk after lunch. If you're going to go get coffee or something during the day, one of our little traditions is we like to walk over to Starbucks or whatever there is and get coffee. It's about a mile from the house, but get whatever walking you can. Looks like I'm about to be invaded by a guest. My dog is down here. This is obviously recorded in my office. Help with the washing of the dishes rather than the serving of the food or the preparation of the food. If you want to be helpful as part of the family, help out in a way that is not, shall we say, dangerous for you. So set it up so that you stay away from the temptation as much as you can. Be honest with people. Tell them that it's a problem for you. I mean, they know it. They love you anyway. Nobody loves you or doesn't because of your weight. And say, this year I want to be more careful, and the way I'm going to do that is, so you don't create a bunch of food cops, as we talked about in the 3 R's, tell people what you're going to do. So, I'll help with doing the dishes, or I'll help with cleanup afterwards, but I don't want to be involved with the preparation because that's too tempting for me. Be honest. You can't fix something until you're honest. Wait 10 minutes before you have seconds or before you eat anything. All day long gives your brain a chance to kick in. In those 10 minutes, a lot of times you'll be distracted. Realize that, of course, the purpose of the holiday is not how much you can eat, but how good you can feel. Because that's really what it's about. We're giving thanks, and you'll give a lot more thanks if you feel good about yourself. And then the final point, actually the 2 final points, are realize that Thanksgiving is a 5-day holiday, not a 1-day holiday. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking, wow, if I can just make it through Thursday, I'll be okay. Thanksgiving for most of us starts like around Wednesday night when the attitude kicks in, the positive attitude of, wow, it's Thanksgiving, and doesn't end until the following Monday. So pace yourself. You are on a...
Your satisfaction is all the thanks I need.
That was Siri. Siri just said all the satisfaction. I'm all the satisfaction she needs. Thank you, Siri. That's very kind of you. I didn't expect that. Well, you can tell these are not rehearsed. Oh, where was I? Thanksgiving is a 5-day. Thank you, Siri. A 5-day holiday. So consider it a marathon and not a sprint. And the final one is you can't fail. Even if you eat absolutely everything, all you got to do is pick yourself back up again. Get involved with the online support group. Get involved with the text group. Go to the Facebook page. Send me an email if that's what it takes. Don't give up. If you go crazy and eat 10,000 calories, which is really hard to do, you'll put on about 3 pounds. That's it. And I'm not advocating you eat 10,000 calories, but you will only put on about 3 pounds. But if you don't if you don't jump right back into it, it will be more than 3. It'll be 5 or 10. The whole eating cycle will kick in. Alrighty, so there's your Thanksgiving tips. I'm glad I can be of help. I hope it's helpful. I'll be thinking about you in this Thanksgiving. I will be giving thanks for you. I really do appreciate it. Watch for more emails, more announcements, more affirmations all coming during Thanksgiving week.